culture. Polemic and no focus. I say no Joe. No Joe.
Sierra Leone. Push. You ma killer this is for you them. Hope for you say.
This ain't not a kush. No, not a kush. No, not a kush. Oh yeah. Me I can feel them. What are they run me eye? We are the see me sister them. They die in the street. Oh. Me I can feel them. When you they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah. Some they link they not. Some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask them, tell me say na kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left the horse, them gonna get so all day they kush. Oh yeah, say not a kush. Oh. Me brother don't want before him time. Say not a kush. Oh. So we they use the old age man youngest. Say not a kush. Oh. Youths them just they die. Say not a kush. Oh. Sorry we say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. We say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Hope for you to say, is it all?
Fumble them on a good evening, on a good afternoon, on a good morning. First of all, make I just take a minute for say I'm sorry for those of you who at 4:45 on already they close to on devices them, they wait for the the alert or the notification for say, hey, VOS is coming on. I apologize to Una, and for Una way 5 o'clock or 5 after 5, Una they come for camp peep for see if it don't begin the show, it don't come. I apologize to Una. So basically, like I tell Una, and some of you already know, I'm a very busy woman. I try for balanced life the best I can, but sometimes I get for just do some adjustments them, and that's happened for be one of the adjustments them way I need for do today, because it was either I cancel the program entirely for today or push it back by an hour. So I thought I'm fit say pushing it back an hour will be much more profitable for all of us than canceling the show entirely. So for the one day wait patient with me, una thank you for the patient. Listen, I hope your week has been good. I hope your week has been well. I hope that you're all doing good wherever you happen to find yourself around the world, right? So today again we there so for can talk, but we sweet Mama Salone. I don't know how sweet it is anymore. I'm not even sure if I should be using the word sweet when talking about Mama Salone. But for all intents and purposes, and for the sake of nostalgia, so nostalgia means say that thing where you sabi yesterday. That thing where you be know trade yanda, where they make you act the gladdy, where they make you spirit the jolo, that is nostalgia, right? And I believe say for those of us who were born in Sierra Leone, whether you were born and raised outside like myself for the most part, or you were raised entirely in Sierra Leone and then given the opportunity to come out abroad or whatever, I think that some part of you still get some form of jolo for Sierra Leone, right? Some part of you still get some form of agigi for Mama Salone. And so therefore, For that single reason and reason alone, I think we continue to say, Sweet Mama Salone, right? Now, before I sit down inside today show proper today, I ask a fundamental question. A fundamental question where I feel say una all don't begin ask yourself whether you wanna admit it or not. I think say from the very day the election, the 2024 election was over, I think say for some people them begin ask themselves that question, and they, whereas for others, because of the way how the election turned out, them still being there in between, either asking themselves that question or hoping that something would happen. I believe for my very self, I don't see, and I also several times say, I still stand by the fact that because me a person we strongly believe that, you know, in life there is something called natural will, right? And because everybody gets the right to exercise their agency, that includes every institution, that includes every political institution or political entity as well as individual, they get rights to their agency. And when you make your will clear and choose your agency or your path in your agency, or they tell you say, okay, you have chosen your path, you know why make you choose your path, and I not a stand by you necessarily in the path that you use on your free will, but I go give justification as to why you choose your path, and then make you know, if I were in your position or in your shoes, which path would I have chosen? And so that path there was clear for the SLPP, and that path there was equally clear for the APC. A lot of people them disagree with APC them path, but I was one person who sat here, and I'll continue to sit here and say that is the path they've chosen. Listen, I don't talk and I also before. Me no go law school, I just study certain aspects of law, right? And one of the things where I study now communication law, right? So, if all of the so-called lawyers then inside that entity they, we don't try and defend cases then, we know the emeritus of the law, back and forth, decide, sat together comfortably on a table and decided otherwise, who am I to tell them that their agency was wrong? Who will tell you say agency wrong? I go use waiting you choose in deciding your free will, right? In actioning your agency, and then put on to una. And then on the other end, I go say, well, now this you don't decide, but maybe if you been decide this, then maybe, just maybe, we go get other thing for talk. So many of una be they against waiting. Ibrahim say thank you for the stars. Many of una or star, many of una been talk say unu no like waiting the APC decide. Whereas some of una back been say unu like waiting the APC decide. But in all of this, there are fundamental questions that you people omitted in asking yourself. The decision made today, is it going to be a decision that someone can use in jurisprudence? And if someone uses that argument in jurisprudence, will this argument hold firmly, and would a person be able to defend their stance till the end, or would someone be able to find loopholes and poke holes in the substance of their argument? I think they go a little bit too deep tonight for una. Not so. I go try and broke and down as them they go. And una not forget to, I know say some people that they talk say, Matilda, you not touch the auditor general outcome it. To know me is to know that I have set time for everything. When the time is right, we will go there. The time no come it. So, uno all uno fire, uno all uno fuk them, okay? We will get there. It's just not now, but trust me, we will get there. Because if everything what I don't say leading up to this has not brought you to that point of cognizance yet, then anything I say after would not bring you to a point of recognition. So now see why there is no need for me to rush into it. Because for me, I firmly believe there is something that I need to hold my bars on. Right? There is something I need to hold my bars on. And when the thing eventually reveals itself, my bars will be let loose. Yeah? So, I'm asking a very interesting question tonight. Yeah? But before we ask the question, check out with lines then. Facebook, the numbers are shaky. I don't know why I make with numbers then shaking at Facebook. However, I would say YouTube, our numbers are performing excellently well. However, Facebook, for some reason or the other, we are not making the dent that I expect us to make. But everything with time, not so. For the North American toll-free number, the number is 1-866-944-7722. For the UK local line, +4420-808-91455. For the Australian local line, the number is +6129-0984-337. For the WhatsApp, the number is 1-343-997-5828. And don't forget, say we get to a local radio station at Salone, when at 91.9. Equally so, and don't forget for download with VOS television mobile apps them on Google Play Store as well as the Apple App Store. So, I asked a very simple question. Some years back, I asked the same question. I made certain prediction with strong warning on how to operate, on how to go forward. But you see, sometimes because then are certain people in a circle, and because sometimes they see you as the antagonist or the enemy, sometimes they pay attention. I don't always tell them to political party they are so, or this political party. Let me just say generalize it that if only you listen to some of the nuggets that I drop and apply within, yours party will be better for. If you now go back to some of me addicts them, if you now go back to some of me sayings them, some of me warning them, some of me advices them, if only applied within, I think the outcome would have been much more absorbable, right? So here tonight again I sit. I might drop some nuggets, I may not drop some nuggets. I might leave you ambiguous, or I may leave you with some form of, some things then to ponder, right? The question is very simple. Has the 2028 presidential race in Sierra Leone officially begun? What do you all think? Albert Lansana, they wish me happy belated birthday. Albert Lansana, thank you very much. You say you sweet like sugar. I mean, what nice sweet like sugar, I hope. You say indeed you lost me. Sometimes when I speak with some erudites, they sit back and they say, you this bikini asshole. Sometimes the man need for go take encyclopedia when they talk to you. Because some of your pontification is so deep that for unpack them, some man need encyclopedia and dictionary together. But don't worry, when the time comes, I'll break it down for you. What do you think? When I think say the race not officially kick off. And when I say the race, I'm not just speaking about the APC party. Should some of you hold on to the notion that I'm speaking about the APC party? No, I am speaking within both camp. So the strongest leading majority parties, political parties in Sierra Leone. And for that, I speak of the APC as well as the SLPP. What view do you hold? Do you hold the view that the race towards 2028 has officially begun? Or do you still think that they are basking in the honeymoon of the so-called 2024 victory? And therefore think that they have a lot of roads made, open wide, spread widely, right? For them to glide into the 2028. As the APC come to its realization and therefore, doing a rebranding, doing a rethinking within its structures and therefore preparing for an all-out Armageddon in 2028. What do you think is going on? I leave these thought-provoking questions with you for now as I rest my case and I move my attention to something else. Something that I think every Sierra Leonean across the world, regardless of whether you are within or outside, ought to celebrate. Because we do not celebrate our small victories enough, and so therefore, when we make gains, sometimes and most often, because of the environment in which we happen to find ourselves, and because of the associations that we often make, and because of the pact of allegiance that we are often involving, we fail to recognize good when it is good. So Tonight I take a pause and I want to recognize good because it is good. Because you see, Inasmuch as this good might not benefit me directly, this good benefits me indirectly. Some people will say, how? Matilda, I know you, I know your family, I know that X amount of your family is not even here in Sierra Leone, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't know me. Because if you know me, you would know very well that in as much as X amount of my family is not in Sierra Leone, there are still X amount of my family directly connected to me that are in Sierra Leone, living and breathing the everyday air of Sierra Leone. And so therefore I stand to say, in as much as the benefits are not direct to me and my household, the benefits are indirect to me and my household. And if one life could be spared, if one life could be saved, if one child and mother could be saved and spared as a result of this, then kudos for the minds behind it, kudos for the efforts behind it, kudos to those who have worked tirelessly to see this come into realization and to see this come to pass. I speak of none other but the graduation of the 8 OBGYN Sierra Leoneans. Yes, the 8 OBGYN Sierra Leonean. You would recall, if you've been following me for a very, very long time now, if una don't they watch me, una don't they follow me. Okay. So now hold on. So one of my viewers say where he say salon sweet. He said it meant salon sweet like sugar. Okay. And that is your view and that is your opinion. And you stand by it, brother. So yes, this 8 Sierra Leone, if una don't they follow me for a very long time, una go recall say about 3 years ago or more. Now this very show I announced a very, as a matter of fact, I even played a clip of the official launch of the obstetrics unit in Sierra Leone, of the obstetrics department in Sierra Leone, not so. But I even went further to make sure that I make am clear, say, some salon doctors them don't get the opportunity for go train and specialize in obstetrics. Because if una don't they follow this show, una don't they follow me, una know for say Salone na one of the country, if not one amongst the highest country where they experience maternal child death. Not so. In labor and shortly after labor. I don't read several iterations of articles then I also we target and we deal with these facts. I don't give una numbers. But to say something and to sit back and not take action, then you are just basically spewing words in the air. But when something is said repeatedly, and when experts add their voices to it and somebody listens and wants to do something and actually does something about it, and there is an actual tangible result and evidence to show of the fact, then we must applaud it. So tonight I take a pause to say salute, a grand salute and a grand bravo to Dr. Fatou Fona Sise, Dr. Fatou Fona Sise of the Mama Pikin Foundation. I take also a dove me at out to the current mayor, sitting mayor of Freetown, Yvonne Akisoya, for making it possible. It was just a simple word of frustration. And I remember that post so clearly from Dr. Fatou Fona Sise. That post was birthed out of sheer frustration. wanting to save lives, wanting to ensure that we numbers they not sit down, who side they sit down, but rather doing something to turn around those numbers. From a frustrated post on Facebook, I'll never forget her post. I would not say an idea was birthed, but I would say provisions were made for 8 Sierra Leoneans to answer their call of duty without impediment, without obstruction, but with the fullest support and backing needed. And so today, here are the results. I go read Dr. Fatu Fona. I know one post the video where she was so emotional. So therefore, I will read in write up. And then you people maybe, just maybe, go understand the depth of what this means to Sierra Leone. This took 4 years in the making. And if we continue like this, and now that we don't get we own teaching school and can accept more people then, and we double or quadruple these numbers and get successful outcome, I give us 10 years. And the reason why I give us 10 years, because the work is a lot and the needs are many. The demand is equally a lot. So I give us 10 years. And if we continue this path in 10 years, Sierra Leone, I assure you, would have jumped 15 to 10 levels of USAID currently dey. Now the UN classification, now the UNICEF classification, now the World Bank classification in terms of maternal and child birth numbers. Make I go to the write-up from Dr. Fatu Fona Sise. So on October 17th, a day they mind my business, I get a ping, and I went on to look at the ping, and it was just simple and straightforward. It says, the Mama Pikin Foundation congratulates the first ever class of Sierra Leonean specialist obstetrician gynecologist trained in our country. I don't know if you understand what this means. I say Salone now gets an obstetrics gynecologist school. Who side and they train doctor them way, then doctor them they your work na for handle belle woman them and pikin them. For handle belle woman them, because gynecology na woman business. We people them not know how for go see woman doctor at least once a year for make them check them and make sure say all thing they fine. The work of a gynecologist partly is that. So all the thing they will associate to woman them, women's health, women's well-being. Now, Salone don't get school where they train them people they yaso for take care of we young Sierra Leone woman them, we belle woman them, and them picking them. For the first time in history, That is what celebrating people. That is what a massive celebration. We no get for go any other side again. When they don't do them 4 year, they don't do them residency, then go write them board exam. Once they write them board exam, then pass them board exam, et voila, they can practice. Now, the only thing I will ask for Dr. Fatou Fonasise and your team now for make sure say we get the right equipment there. Because a training without the proper tool equals zero. If they don't get the proper tools then for do their work, if they are not in set up with the proper environment. When I see the last post of Dr. Geraldine Rendell, when she was frustrated doing a night shift, trying to birth babies without light, without electricity. That's somebody will take in call of duty very, very seriously. But in one grain inhibitor, it's in way they disturb them for doing work. Now access to the tool and the environment where you need for doing work. So do ya at the big one. How they 8 there so no don't graduate. There make we not frustrate them into the diaspora. Make we not frustrate them into a brain drain situation. As we have trained them, let us ensure that they stay within for do the work and for serve the country. Do ya at the big. And so I will go on to finish this article in celebrating our first 8. Our first 8. So the statement goes on to read, because it's not an article, it was a statement written by Dr. Fatou Fonasise. It said the Mama Pikin Foundation congratulates the first ever class of Sierra Leonean specialist obstetrics gynecologists trained in our country. We are very proud of every single one of you, and we are so thankful and privileged that the Ministry of Health trusted us to support them to assist with training. We give immense thanks to our anonymous donor, because the donor will provide this money, not be ones for make a name day out there, not be ones for make the name day out there, and actually, for make people they know say that them provide the funding for make this happen, right? Anonymous donor, as this work would not have been possible without their generous grant. We also give thanks to the mayor of Freetown, Yvonne Akisoya, who engaged the anonymous donor and allowed all of this to become possible. So I'll tell you quick about this, the frustration of Dr. Fatou Fonasise, right? Where he write this post, I believe it was about some 4.5, 5 years ago. He write this post of frustration. Just like where sometimes I can pick up on certain post them and follow up. This was what the mayor did at the time. He pick up on the post, he follow up with Fatou and say, the question was very simple what the mayor said to Fatou, because I know. The question was, how can I help? And Fatou say funding is the biggest thing right now. Because Fatou and a man, these are their field. The husband, I believe, is in pediatrics way, now Pikin doctor. She is obstetrics, gynecology, when a belly woman and woman doctor, right? And together they make a formidable force. And so, on that one word of, how can I help, by the mayor Akisoya, and she's saying funding, the mayor went out to her network, right? Go out to a network them, see who can help. she was able to secure the funding that they needed. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think at the time it was $3-point-something million. $3-point-something million, if I'm not mistaken. Me head a bit fuzzy. I don't think it was $30 million. But if any of una remember the figure, if it was $30 million, una correct me. But somehow, I don't know why I am convinced it was $3-point-something million. I'm not sure. I will get into that details there. And if you guys know the figure, remember the figure, and I can correct me now. So it secured the funding. Come back to Fatu and say, let's work on this. I have funding for you guys. Put together a structure. We'll support it. Get the ministry involved. 4 years on. 4.5 years on. This is not the result. Tangible result in action. Tangible result in action. These are results you cannot deny. This no get nothing for do with politics. This no get nothing for do with who say you belong and who that you know. This just gets everything for do with the heart of a Sierra Leonean, wanting to do better, wanting to see better, and wanting to be part of better. Make a continue in statement. So basically, the statement goes on to say, let me see. We give immense thanks to our anonymous donor, as this work would not have been possible without their generous grant. We also give thanks to the mayor of Freetown, Yvonne Akisoya, who engaged the anonymous donor and allow all of this to become possible. Congratulations, OBGYN doctors. Dr. Fatou Fona, Executive Director of the Mama Pikin Foundation, on behalf of the entire faculty of the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, University of Sierra Leone Teaching Hospital Complex, Freetown, and management and staff of Princess Christian Maternity Hospital, Freetown, I humbly announce the 100% 8 out of 8 success of our Sierra Leone trained resident doctors at the membership examination specialist cadre of the West African College of Surgeons that was held on the 15th to the 17th October 2024. So basically it means say all 8 of we doctors there sit the West African Surgeon, Board of Surgeon exam, and then pass with flying colors. But this is not something we all for celebrate, bro. This is not something where we all for celebrate. It says the new addition, member West African College of Surgeons are, so this is not the name of we 8 doctors that where we for celebrate. Dr. Rosalita, what if I mispronounce her name, on bear with me, or not all the country name Asabi, they are big. Tu Badu, Dr. Sonia Boyle, Dr. Esther Atafua, Dr. David Davis, Dr. Ibrahim Kanu, Dr. Suleiman Kanu, Dr. Ibrahim Sise, Dr. Harrison E. Minabo. Congratulations, doctors. Make us proud and make the country proud. I know for say Boko of I don't sit down and so and wait for me political rant, but these are very important moments that we not for allow for escape, that we for recognize, that we for celebrate, that we for applaud, and that we all for be very, very proud of. In my congratulatory message to all of the people involved as well as the doctors, my thoughts were simple. For me, I say I celebrate this moment. And these are the results that we have when you let people like us, who cares nothing about your political infighting, about your political loyalties, or your political allegiance, but who just want to see the country progress, who just want to see that quantum leap that you spoke about is manifested into reality. So for some of us, the game is not about politics. We care not about your politics. Just because we may not seem to have a political allegiance or alliance with you does not mean you close the door to our aid and our help. Because for some of us, we're just looking for better. For some of us, we're humanists at heart. And so regardless of the infighting, regardless of how you see us, when you see us, open the doors and hear of what we have to say. And just maybe, you would have an opportunity like this, where out of a single frustration, something beautiful is birthed. A flower is blown, a flower that will continue to germinate and regerminate and regerminate and regerminate and regerminate and regerminate. A flower that has no season, but continuously blooms in every season. That's what doctors are. So congratulations, doctors. Okay, now I move on to something else. The next thing I move on to is, many of you have reached out to me and have said, Matilda, you know, talk about we sister them na Libya, not Libya, we sister them na Lebanon, and they kill them like fly, woto. They don't become casualty of this situation. The government is not responding. The government. I know for say things are bad. I'll be the first to acknowledge that. But sometimes when we pull una in harm's way, please do not put yourself back in harm's way. Yeah? When we pull una in harm's way, we all galvanize, we come together, we do what's necessary for pull una in harm's way. Please do not put yourself in harm's way. Because somebody like me, at some point, I get tired advocating for the same issues, on the same issues, the same topic. Now, yeah, we sit down, we advocate for Kuwait, the workers in Kuwait. Now, yeah, so we sit down, we advocate, was it for Iman, Dubai, the Emirates? Let me just say the Emirates. This very Lebanon, now, yeah, so we sit down, we advocate. Now, yeah, so Anesco man go pull come out, bring no can. Because someone like us dare to speak and dare to challenge. Now, yeah, so, the BO government on their honeymoon and medical checkup arrange and bring una come back because someone like us dared to speak, dared to challenge institutional powers. And then give una warning. Now, yeah, so when they talk about the new scheme, now, yeah, so somebody like me, you people remember that interview very well, not to so. When I remember that interview, they very, very well, not to so. Where I sit down, I interview the one them where they in charge of that scheme, then where I poke hole into the schemes. I poke hole into that scheme there. I poke hole into the protection, policies laid out for our brothers and sisters. I poke hole and nyaka. But what did I get in return? I got a backlash because they say some of them say you sit down in Canada and I so air condition they blow you full fan, so you don't understand. No, I am not saying not go fend your bread and butter, but I am saying fend your bread and butter under conditions and structures that when things like this happen, we can protect you. There are structures in place that can protect you. There are structures in place that would not put you in harm's way. But you not can listen. You can fail to say when people can sit down and ask on so bad that business because you young bread butter, therefore you don't want me young bread for butter. You young bread now always forget butter and mayonnaise inside. You want to make me young always get per mine. No, I want to make you eat the same mayonnaise bread way I they eat, but I want to make you eat them in the same way where I get collapse. So here we are again. 150 of our brothers and sisters thrown out into the streets of Lebanon while Israel go bombastic and ballistic in that region. The Israelis are not going to protect you. Heck, the Lebanese are not going to protect you because they are also trying to protect themselves. They are not your number one, how do you call them, priority. Saving their family, their lives, and the lives of their people, their generation, standing at the number one priority. And so therefore one would take a pause at this moment and ask, what is the consulate or embassy of Sierra Leone to Lebanon doing? And what is the consulate or ambassador from Lebanon to Sierra Leone doing to ensure that our people have safe corridors? Oh, hold on. I think the better question to ask is, what has the ministry and minister of foreign affairs done with the the International Migration Office, the International Rescue Migration Office, to ensure that safe corridor, safe passage is provided for Sierra Leoneans? I would recall reading some Sierra Leoneans, calling the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Tim Kaba's attention to this detail on X. And at that moment, for 1 minute, I had a single regret. And the regret was, oh my God, when this man been send me request for being a party, where to make I not accept him. In that single moment, I'm like, Matilda, you like for ignore people and too much. This was a request that you should have accepted, because had you accepted this request in this moment in time, at this moment in time, you would have had direct access to this individual to engage with them and understand the structures, if any, that have been put in place to ensure the safe return of these 150 if the numbers still remain 150. I say if because in a situation of war, in a situation of strife, bullets not they look here. Bullets not they look nationality, not they look gender, not they look color, not they look location. So may I take a pause at this particular junction and say, do ya? I don't normally do this, but I know when to humble myself and for 1 second make a plea. And so do ya. To the International Rescue Mission, I know say dande na unawok. Whoever na the liaison na Salone and na the liaison as well na Libya. And I know for say there is also an intermediary. Can the caller just give me 1 second, please? Just 1 second, caller, not go away, just hang on. Whoever na the liaison. Do ya? This message they go directly to either the representative, meaning honorary consul, or the ambassador of Lebanon to Sierra Leone, and vice versa, the representative, meaning honorary consul, or ambassador of Sierra Leone to Libya, together with the current Minister of Foreign Affairs, Timothy Kaba, Duya, in short, Tim Kaba, I dey beg you. You see, I dey call you sir by virtue of your position. This not by virtue of age, this not by virtue of your position. Duya, sir. Your honorable minister, sir. Duya. 150 or maybe plus, because not all of them are documented, of you picking in the language na Libya, sir. Duya, I dey beg you, sir. Do everything in your power, sir, for work with this organization, partner with organization, international bodies, them Duya, for make sure, say, we brother and sister them, counted or accounted for Duya, make them come back safely na Salone. Duya, Papa government, hey, I know some people will shake their head, but President Biyosa, now you picking them this so. Remember say you been talk say you na Combra. And Combra no for sabi how for lay down a bed for so that in Bobby go be accessible to in picking them. So you picking them right now need you Bobby. So do ya sir. Now you know how you go get for lay down at this bed ya so. For make sure say you picking them reach you Bobby. And you picking them come back inside your house. So I humbly ask with all humility in me, please make this happen. Thank you. I will go to the caller then. Caller, waiting at your name and also you the call from.
Hello, viewers. Hello, Matilda. Good evening.
Yes. Good evening.
I think, to be honest, people never understand. South Asians, I need to pull one country, not a suitable destination for Africans, especially dark skins. No matter how you talk at them, not a good destination for. I don't know why make Africans like that. Not a good destination. Whether na Lebanon, na Kuwait, na Libya, the entire South Asia, not a suitable destination. But I feel to be honest, in the Lebanese side, the Lebanon case, to fear to them, not be the devil's advocate. Even them, they on the streets. Me, I watch the program, I follow up the program. Not that Sierra Leoneans are being abandoned on the streets. Even them, the Lebanon citizens are on the streets. Then desperate. They run helter-skelter, they look for shelter. Even them. And the Sierra Leoneans will get this fear. When something happen, when anything that happen, who they them party and who first they get the news. Hey, this is go call you. Hey, help me, I want to go this side. When you tell and say not put money or not go under a risky, they take and say, you know what, help them. I don't get a situation where people they block you, they say this man, they get by that, allow succeed. But now this way they talk. Now they don't stand. I would have go help them. And one thing again, the government be not involved one way or the other. Then they call and they say they get a legal means for travel. That's not directly the Ministry of Labor. They be at one time involved for legal migration to them party where they say they get legal program where they self be involved. So then channels they use, for send them people where them they facilitate for let them people go. Let them use the same channel for how the people are back. I know Timothy possible, but Timothy in job nobody only for call and for informer. It is among in colleagues, diplomat, in colleagues, foreign affairs authorities. It is see everybody they struggle for count a citizen. Waiting with the wait. Sierra Leone, we have to listen. We don't put to that level that we never do a chartered plane for for 150 Sierra Leoneans, where only two or three people travel with they go with a chartered flight, almost I can say. We get a situation wherein the government authorities in the travel and almost charter a whole plane because society they go to a whole delegation, how many ministry that you can tell how many people, and that it don't do for flop first class. It was say we put to that extent that Umoyebu brings Sierra Leoneans back. And when this happened, that whole issue, that whole program for going to that part, then for stop. Let we sit down by that I'm doing not killing from what you did to 30 years to 15 years. You need a killing from the 15 to the way God will give you. For land for Sido beer, then place and the rush for go. So some of you won't go them part, they will know not a better place. But anyway, we talk, I know will not go understand. And the people who want go and desperate, they don't understand. And you get a situation now two group of people in the Lebanon area. You get one of the group of people where they really advocate, hey, Papa government, they want to help you. They get another group of people. Among they get with advocate say, nothing, there people just they make so everything is okay. You get a particular group of people again. When identity at the same Lebanon, just because of the one or the young part, they feel they are comfortable. They feel the government go take them away the war or the young part where they struggle right now, it will affect them. So then said the advocate, they make like say everything is okay. So now we get mixed voice where it common as part of that particular conflict zone among Sierra Leoneans. Me, I watch, I follow up them on YouTube, I follow up them on TikTok, I watch them on social media, most of the platforms. You get Sierra Leone where they say, even if it's a war between Israel here, Lebanon, if you not go put on this Sierra Leone, it will affect you. You get people who advocate just because of the one or the young part. So this is an unfortunate situation, but I know say the time don't know, I will call again. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller. So for the Lebanon situation, for now, I don't talk waiting I get for talk. I go the monitor for see and for continue for watch and see how they go. That's all I can do. As to a chartered flight, as to sometimes they don't even need for do a chartered flight. Sometimes they can do half a flight, meaning that they partner with another country where they share border with. If that country they also get people them, now the area where they also the repatriate, then joint forces and things like that. During the war, Canada, I'm just going to give a personal story here. During the war in Sierra Leone, having been caught up in the last, Pruhaha Salone, me and my late grandmother, may her soul rest in peace, Canada was not sending chartered flights to Sierra Leone. However, Britain was sending chartered flights to Sierra Leone. And when I see the distance between Britain and Canada, they're not close. But Canada and Britain get a bilateral and multilateral tie and get long-standing. So what in Canada do is that for their citizens, they they engage with Britain. Me don't know if Americans them in the same chartered flight. It's possible that they were. I'm just speaking about my own personal situation. Britain been the same chartered flights, right, to Sierra Leone. So what my family did was they arranged with the British government through their chartered flight. The Canadian arranged with the British government for take any Canadians them way been there inside Salone during the war. And so that's how my grandmother and I were airlifted from Sierra Leone. When I see the connection, sometimes it don't get for be the country in safe, but through bilateral or multilateral ties or partnership, then can do that. So me, they talk about me own personal situation now for make una know for say it's not something that is impossible. It is something that can be done. Not necessarily Salone need for take a chartered flight directly going to Lebanon or a space within Lebanon for go get this people them. They can arrange with one of them bilateral partners for get it done at APSO and left and so. Now let's keep going. I know for say someone for I go look the topic and say Matilda, you not begin the topic it. This topic not even need 1 hour because we are starting an introduction. We're laying foundations and we are asking questions. Okay, so now at this point it will be clear to you that somebody by the name of Bullet definitely not get for long in the contention of the SLPP political leadership. And when I say political leadership, I talk about presidential aspirations. However, it is very clear that there are two, how I put this safe. There are two craniums. You can put on that way, right? There are two craniums born in the 80s. There are two craniums born in the 80s, and if I'm not mistaken, one might not even have been born in the 80s, but I am very certain that he was born in the 80s. There are two craniums born in the 80s that, without any doubt, it is clear that then goal, like when I can say you want to eat the bullseye. The bullseye then definitely want for eat the bullseye. Their target is the bullseye, and that bullseye day now the leadership of the SLPP party. A very clear say David Senge and Ben Kelfala. David Senge, current Chief Minister, Ben Kelfala, current anti-corruption commissioner, the bullseye is their target. It's very, very clear. And so inside this bullseye discussion, some people are saying, okay, so whose side? The tycoon. And when I say the tycoon, I'm talking the one with money, or the ones in Sierra Leone that are known for money, that are known to rally themselves around where it no matter, say, if they for sell their family house, if they for sell them shop them, if they for sell their indigo lapa them, for make sure say something happen, they will do it. And as a matter of fact, leading on to the contestation of the 2018 election, that was done. Rallying together, coming together for a sole vision, uniting in force. And so many people will ask, okay, so who side and go left Jules de Jalon? He has been silent. It is almost as if then slowly they take him out of the equation. But does the Fulaman Mikoto? Is Mikoto playing the Koto game? As in silent, deadly, like the deadliest viper. When you least expect, he bites with a venom that cannot be, cured, leaving you in misery and in agony, crying for dear life. But at that time, it's too late, because the venison that is needed to take care of it all is nowhere in place to be found. And you have the other one that is so bold and brazen that thinks, education defeats everything, and education is the only thing to be looked at. Sometimes he forgets his humanity and only presents or appear to present the ferociousness of a very hungry man. And so you sit and you ask yourself, how ferocious is this beast? Is this beast a beast that can be tamed? Is there a particular venison that this beast love, and therefore when given this venison, they can tend to lose themselves, lose the objective, move away from the target? Or is there a kryptonite in this ferocious beast that no matter the venison, you cannot overturn that kryptonite? You ask of who I speak. It is very obvious. The one that will use his pen and come to social media and insult your sensibilities. So, between the viper and the ferocious beast, do you think there are any contentions? And then again, you have a chameleon that sometimes turns into the color of the movement. But in that chameleon lies a very wild and wise fox. Many people tend to underestimate the fox. Because you think with a lot of noise you can drive it away, you can distract its attention. But when it wants a prey, it lies waiting. Doesn't matter how long you taunt it, doesn't matter how long you drive it away, it will lay in silence. But you see, between that chameleon and that person, that individual being a fox, there is also a very ferocious lion within. So you have the viper, you have the beast, and you have the 3-in-1. At no given time are you able to distinguish the personality, because like I said, it can blend with your environment. It can lay bait for its prey for as long as it takes, and it can roar as loud as it wants in time and season. And so you have Julde Jallo, you have David Senge, and you have Ben Kelfala. What is so interesting is that people have come out to declare who they think is going to take on the mantle. People are even making bets right now. Oh, if you follow the social media space, things are eating up slowly. And our glorious Sampa of eternity has even joined into the discussion. And so some of you would say, who is our glorious Sampa of eternity? I speak of nobody but Dr. Sylvia Blyden. Cha. And some of you would dare say, that is a chameleon. Yeah. Should you say that you are right? But this is our glorious Sampa who can dance to every tune and every beat of every drum. Someone within who lies a lot of, information. The question is, would she dance? Would she play? Or would she checkmate? Una listen, no, this na my foundation now they lay so today. Una not come back and say Matilda no be don't lay them foundation they are so. And as the beat goes on and on and on and on and on, I will continue for build on the foundation. And so this week became a very interesting week. Where the APC then cut themselves up in such a way that they don't know if them for sow, they don't know if them for patch, they don't know if them for school way, they don't know if them for left all water size stone, make all water size stone sit down, who side is sit down. Because you know the thing with all water size stone is that you know they ever move. Except the rain can tigi one, except the tinada trom te a trom. Who side you left that water that stone, that water size stone, and then you didn't tap. So for 1 second they thought, we for help this water size stone here so move small. Or we for sit down and see if nature will move the water size stone. The same way, so when they sit down and they ask themselves then question, then they read the tinada, just a crack soba. And so you go on for ask yourself, say, na deliberate tinada, na AI artificial tinada, on a man-made tinada, on a God-owned tinada, uswan. Well, if you feel to say the tinada don't crack, make I tell you something. The tinada not begin itself. And if you feel to say inside them 2 parties, so the tinada they don't team up. Well, make I tell you something, they not begin itself. It is going to be long. It is going to be interesting. It is going to be wild. It is going to be jaw-dropping. It is going to be it is going to be Lord have mercy. So therefore, make we take a pause as we begin to speculate and see waiting happen at the APC, or part of waiting happen at the APC office inside this week. Was that a welcome? Was that a signal? Are they with it? Or have they lost total control? Has there been a betrayal? Was the betrayal a conscious betrayal? Or is it a fiction of our imagination? Wanna make we watch. If you look at this video, and now this video no more you see, you will be tempted to say, well, we know say things shaky inside, but it not so bad. But if you see the video that will precede this one here so, then you go say, where there is smoke, there is fire. Something they boil, oh, something they boil. Like how we long-term people then can say. Call her waiting at your name and also you they call from.
Matilda.
Yes, sir.
What? This time around, if I get any bill in case of my mental health, I send it to in Canada. Because this kind of first we put people so today. You know, try. It make now so when you call when they beat around the bush, now so me at the court. Matilda, I dey ask one question within the APC. Where John say, why make una feel say the past election is quiet? The popularity of Samura Kamara, a day, but he needed to win election for APC. You know, he lacked the charisma. Even though, yes, the only party that convinced that Ion camp, and for making win election, you not go for only rely on Ion camp, you go for bridge the camp. So now they Kamara Ion power stop. Yes, it's popular, but now within Ion camp, would I go move from a camp to the other camp and make sure they call people in? Now then you get the like of John CC. You get the charismatic Mami. We for now, after Samura, now the most popular, we are the mayor. You know, so me no say I can predict. Actually, I know the running mate. I know the presidential candidate, but I know the running mate for 2028. So now me on prediction now. Then I come into the SLPP. Matilda, they asked one question. You remember what happened in 2018? You remember what happened? And you remember what happened during the convention of the APC?
Yeah.
This time around, now the SLPP get for worst. The Agbagba did not show it, just like what he talk. What they talk legally, the July, legally, yes, you go talk about the July, legally. But when it comes in terms of popularity within the party, July, in case, it get for be like the case of Victor Fo. If not take time, it get for a little bit worse than the case of Victor Fo. Because Victor Fo, what happened, then present all the legality, you know, but at the same time, then come around the process, make sure so they able to chill and the way that he need to cry. He go grumble, but he no go voice him out. So now, so July young case get for day. And he get powerful brains them within the SLPP. He get the likes of way I know, I feel say they mention, you know, mention them. The likes of Ali Kaba. Where he able to preach, like what he had to talk. Ali Kaba, when he talk na the south to the east, right the way from Kwendu, because now they na a route, can't to Kenema, they able to preach within Kabbalah end. You will get popularity. You get the likes of Kande Yumkela, where it himself wants. You get the like of this man where right now at the Africa ECOWAS Parliament. Himself wants. You get the Agbagba then. But what thing happen now in majority they at play. You know, so like they say, well, you know, say. You know, Sabi cry or you know you will cry, they start for cry quick. Now, anytime the like of the ACC commissioner and the chief minister. But believe me, when it comes in terms of that flag bearership, let them allow they far from them. The Sylvia we call She's bold, but not that much trusted in terms of politics. Sylvia not far away from Alpha Khan. Now Alpha Khan a Uma version and a Sylvia. So you see, so when in the check, politicians they don't know now, so then they get that fear. So Sylvia, yes, it will come close, maybe sometime the next cabinet in the form after election, if SFP try for kind of power again, maybe then go try for say inclusivity, then go bring a cabinet, then go try for get and post, even Safari, even things, even before the maybe sometime before the power they don't say go likely get and post. That's enough of that. But for say for kind towards the presidential side, they far from that, you know. And what it happened so we get for be very, 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 very this it get for be counter attack, wherein you get a old defend, you see an attacker come out as them forget that it's score goal. So everybody get a chance for score goal, you know. So like the SLPPO now wait and see. The APC, of course, we get the Kalfara Mara, way a most popular, but for now, I feel say the most popular one right now Evo, you know. So, but now politics, just like put it up, this question, all the answer that you question first, we be asked at the beginning. Now we the politics don't start, but right there, there's a power vacuum, you know, and they get that power struggle, you know. So, again for the go on, again for worst. You know, don't let Mr. Kabuki say, again for worst before a better. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, family, when I hear you waiting with brother, the caller don't say, me I not be one talk, but I be one begin with waiting me go call the Gen Alpha them inside the politics. I know for say some man go say, Matilda, you bobo them. No, I'm not a bobo nobody. There are generations in this business, and we get to speak according to the current lingo. And in I know for say Matilda, she's plugged, and because she's plugged, she has to use the current lingo, not to show. There are the Gen Alphas. Then you get the Gen Z body them. We don't begin shake tail. You know? The Gen Alphas, they not begin talking to. When I mark me what the Gen Alphas, they not begin talking to. But the Gen Z bodies, they don't begin shake tail. Whereas the millennials, some of them have not even come out yet. Some of the millennials have not even come out yet. When the millennials come out, what's going to happen? So they talk about someone of the likes of Yaya Tunis, who is currently the ECOWAS Parliament representative in the ECOWAS Parliament, and I think he is the president of the ECOWAS Parliament currently. If they talk of the aspiration, make that they not evade. They talk about someone who he said to have been the mastermind of the victory, securing the victory in 2018 for the SLPP, and that's by the person of Ali Kaba. You know, Tapandeo, he talk about the prodigal son, the return of the prodigal son. I am sorry to say, but that's what it is, the return of the prodigal son. Can they call you Yunkela? Where do you leave all of those? It's going to be bumpy. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be enjoyable for people like me. Running these commentaries, dissecting these. I know they call some name there too. Because some name them then a corner. Where we not put inside the Kuwait. But then sit down there. Then they. If you know Yari Omami in recent statement, he say na a man come. In a man in the campaign for. He say that one join Kakadebul. Make it come with in Soko. He said, who that one join Kakadebul, make it come with Insoko. Ha! But then at somebody in wedding, he say, I left me wife to you. Usai o mami go God mami. He says, show her all thing, waka with her, carry and go all side and show am all thing. And una no for say, o mami and the ferocious beast, allegedly, they do not get along. Aye. So there you see a millennial, Gen Z body, and Gen Alpha, and get foreboded. But then some people then go say, hey, there is one more generation where they fail for adding to this mix, Matilda. No, I they come. Respect is given to whom respect is due. Now, I take term. When the term reach, I go come. The last caller say maybe just a cut here at voop as they analyze. Take time will not begin cut at itself. This now where they crash, they knock at the door. You know where you begin knock na person in the door. You know they knock with vengeance. They go small first. Right now don't begin knock small. The time I get for can knock now with vengeance. Waiting go happen to you. But then he also took time and crossed over and said, he said, una no for say, Yvonne the smiley, deo ba deo. And he called some few names them as well. But you see, within that party day, it is not about charisma. It is not about who will bring people together. They have lost their focus and their objective. They have lost the very essence for which their party exists. So they need, first of all, to go back to the drawing board, look at the essence for the creation of the party. Go back to the drawing board, spell out those key essence for their existence. And so that they have a collective buy-in of that existence before they can move forward. And so therefore right now, the one that we want dance inside Kakadebo, I know they call their name. Because if they don't fix that, Poto not go get for them for dance. You get me? If they fix dandy, now there you they see where Fiari and Gelede they can dance for Kakadebo. A clear talk. We all are Sierra Leone, not so. We all for Sadiq. So as the commencement of the Boto, because some man get for left with big Boto. Una see that thing wey happen in 2018 that led to the innocent death. I would say the innocent death or the tragic death of some aspiring politicians. Now go back and take note. Some of us will live to remember history and remind you so that it does not repeat itself. So while I say the APC need to come together and look at the very essence, the fundamental and foundational essence for which it was created, Go back to the drawing board, spell that out, and ensure that they have a bind to that existence. However, for the SLPP, you now see how some APC aspirants them in just they cut out and die like fly. I am not God to speak, but I am human to observe, witness, see, remember, and recall. And so, to the SLPP, I recall you. I remind you. And I don't ready for dance. Let me tell you something. No amount of society fortification can defend you from this one. None. No amount of boldness or brazenness can defend you from this one or protect you from this one. No amount of book sense can protect you from this one. Because you see, the people I call the oligarchs have not spoken yet. And you see, it's the like of the oligarchs, and when they speak, that was what would truncate institutional policies that would lead to Bio becoming the nominee, even though his term had passed. Who are your allies? And if you think the famous oligarch called Bullet has that same power and influence in these days, Tapande. So who is going to be your oligarch or your oligarchs? Be very careful in picking your oligarchs. Because you see, within the structure and the setup of the oligarchs, they break a deals amongst themselves. So be careful not to choose the wrong one. The one who is quick to broker deals and will betray you, stab you in the back while smiling at your face. Now remember, the APC nomination, the oligarchs. The oligarchs, sometimes you know them, sometimes you don't even know them, but they're amongst you. They move in stillness and silence. When they speak when you are not there. Sometimes they come in as the mediator, but in actual fact, they broker deals at the back, not on your behalf, but to serve their own advantage. So, who are your oligarchs? It's going to be interesting, yo. Like the Gen Z baddies would say, it's going to be interesting, yo. But the sauce is going to be good. Show me people them. I don't lay foundation for that today. If pictures could speak, and sometimes they say pictures are worth 1,000 words. So they are more look at one picture. Now they say nothing on one picture no more they can look for. More look at that picture there. What say you? Make we look at that picture there. I'm big. Not to that one there. Not to this particular picture. I want picture number 2 of those sets of picture. I believe picture number 2 is what I want. So the picture, the specific picture that I'm looking for is picture number 2 to my right, which maybe would be your left, Mr. Producer. Picture number 2. Now that kind picture there, so I can say, do not let your imagination fool you or run you over. A lot of people then don't come, they don't make insinuation about this picture. But if I be wise and I be a wise woman, I hold my bar for now. I don't lay certain things there for now. Galines News blog say Mama Matilda is back. My dear, I am not even back yet. Hold your horses. I am not even back yet. Hold your horses. When I am back, you will know that indeed I am back. Right now, the jam granite. Not this one, sir. Make we all jam this particular one. Yes, I want make we producer zoom this picture, nice one, and make we tap and so. But again, I warn you guys, pictures indeed are worth 1,000 words. However, in it having 1,000 meaning, be careful not to go ahead of yourself. The lots were in Kailangu, celebrating their accomplishments. But if yai na bin daga, somebody been for don sustain, get a sustain, he been for don get where they can say a sustain injury. If yai na bin daga, this is when they say you are caught in unexpected moments. Caught in unexpected moments. That is why sometimes position yourself na your environment. Adjust yourself for suit the environment. Chameleon yourself into the environment. While one person in the chameleon himself, the other one, when they say, Bobo, I need for tie belt. Make your own interpretation. I am not here to read for you, but remember, in communications, there is something called non-verbal cues. And because there is something called non-verbal cues, and guess what? I happen to have 2 degrees in communications. And I have been working in the field of communications for over a decade. Now I make I tell you not to so. I know they tell you. They left that day for tomorrow, bye. And wait tomorrow, bye. Then I go get for car. Tell you now. Say, una remember, say, now my open statements are basically describe the personality of certain individuals. So go back to my descriptions of their personality, and here lies your answers. We agree not to so? I sure say we agree. So people, today I'm here to tease. As soon as notice, I know they are so for talk, but I'm just here to tease your thoughts, provoke your thoughts a little bit. So like the same way how una can jolo jolo for salon, I want make una begin jolo jolo already. Because it's going to get interesting. Forget about that nonsense so they can go talk in public about, oh, we are brothers. We have known each other for zonto years. We have supported each other for Zangla years. And when President Bio was running, he called all of us. We were the think tankers and the brainstormers. And when this was appointed, we call each other, have you received the appointment yet? But now we can boldly say, all of us, the think tankers, are in position of authority and position of powers. But there is one who would be quick to remind his so-called friends that, hey, I am your boss, so I am your boss, so. Do you know which one amongst them? Do you know? So now, as a communicator, I'm not only going to be paying attention to the acts, I have to pay special attention to the words, how they are said, when they are said, which space they were said, at what timing they were said. Timing matters. And depend on the timing when a statement is made, at what occasion and at what moment in time of the occasion tells you a lot about the person. Tells you a lot about the way they think. Tells you a lot about their resolve. Can they take heat? Would they melt under pressure? Would they succumb? Or would they create a metal? Would they become something created out of the heat? A fine object? A sculpted object? Or are they a potter who knows that the formation of the clay does not depend on them, because at any given time, the clay can break into pieces and they would have to start all over again. So Galinas News, they say, hey, Mama Matilda, word on the street is that Ben Kelfala is going to take over from the big boss, Chief Minister Moinina Senga, pretty soon. Me no know. I see Donaya, they mind me business judicially. But as they give us woto, We shall analyze water too. Simple. As they give to us water, I will sit here and analyze water too, without prejudice. Because remember, these goons are some of them I am friends with, even though I may not be as close to them maybe as I used to be, because we have very different objectives, very fundamental differences that are not bridgeable. However, when it comes to the nation, Mama Salone, I know say, I do not bend, but I know where to form alliances for its betterment, while maintaining my integrity. So, here we have it, guys. You have the Gen Alphas, some of whom are beginning to flex their wings a little bit. You know, they're like, and then you have the Gen Z baddies. You know, they think they're cocks already and they go, Kokoriko! And then we have the millennials, right? Who are saying, send and go down, send and go down. Hey, tell your neighbor, tell her say we there. Tell her say we there. And then you have the hooligans who are saying, Kokoriko, Kokoriko, Kokoriko. Nadonam. My people, I have laid the foundation. We shall continue. I don't confuse some of you and aid them. But if you know how I talk and you catch my drift, I know you caught it. Now for those who caught it, we shall be going full steam ahead. For those who need time to catch it, una know why una go catch them at some point. May God bless you now. May God bless Mama Salo. Next week, people, I'm out.
So we say make we drive kush na salon, but we life them.
That is so right, yeah now. What if they do? What we bother them, they die. Push on down the hill, now them body just they dry. So foot at them body, they and now they just they cry. When we bother them foot, so they swell now why? I don't know if now the chemical or what's in them they put. Best now for avoid them, nothing but the suit. Other food and they for it, come up billion kush. We say bring this message so you do work for you. On the beat.